everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Class. I'm Emily Fowler with the JCCC Foundation.
And I'm Stacy Tennant, a graduate of the Food and Beverage Management program, and I also work at Adrian's Cafe.
Great plug, Stacy. And today we want to welcome Will Norem to our kitchen. He is a sous chef with Holbrook Country Club. So we're glad to see you today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and thanks everybody for watching.
Great. Now you're going to make a pretty cool recipe for us today.
Yeah, it's a great summer recipe. It'd be perfect to sit out by the pool and enjoy with a nice salty margarita or something. It's going to be a coriander and black peppercorn encrusted ahi tuna with scallop ceviche, and we're using small bay scallops so they cure quickly. We're going to have freshly sliced avocado and a spinach salad tossed in orange vinaigrette with a mango sauce.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
Let's
Wonderful.
get started.
Yeah, let's. First, I'm going to start. I've done a little bit of preparation ahead of time just to speed things up. I've got some julienne cucumber, yellow bell pepper, and red bell pepper. And the thing about the bell peppers here is the inside here is it's pretty thick, and a lot of this portion here is going to be really kind of on the bitter side of the flavor. So what you want to do is trim all this out to where it's just really thin, like that. And you also get a much more vibrant color, you know. And you know, these are much more attractive than big chunks like that.
Right.
So that's what I've done with the bell peppers. The cucumbers I've just julienned up very small, and then we're gonna put some tomato in there as well.
So that just gives you a sweeter flavor, a better texture to do them thinly.
And a
like
great
that.
eye appeal, too. Yeah.
Right,
So.
okay. I want to mention to everybody while Will's doing this that Will is a graduate of the culinary program here at Johnson County Community College.
Yes, I am.
And in fact, he was on our culinary team, which in 2002, I think you won a pretty cool competition. You want to tell us a little bit?
Yeah, we went to Las Vegas for the national competition and won first place, so we were #1 in the nation.
That's amazing.
So
That was in 2002?
yes, that's correct.
Very good. And from there, I think Will started as an apprentice at Holbrook Country Club, and you've been there ever since and just kind of worked your way up there?
Yeah, I've kind of climbed my way up the ladder there. I'm now the executive sous chef, and I think we've got like eight guys underneath me that I'm in charge of supervising.
That's great. Now, what is a sous chef? What does that mean exactly?
The sous chef is the #2, the second in command. You know, he's responsible for production, you know, food production in the kitchen, making sure everybody's staying on task and working efficiently. And wow.
So your boss is the executive chef, and then
My
it's you.
my boss is the executive chef.
I
and,
see.
And whenever he's out of town, I'm in charge of ordering, scheduling, controlling costs, all the executive type things. So.
Very good. Sounds like great experience.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Great.
so what did you just do with the tomato here? I noticed big chunks.
What I did with that's just the seed part of the tomato, and I just kind of trim out the inside. That way I have a nice, again, a thin, attractive looking piece of tomato to put in the salad. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff for now and move on.
Take it for you.
Thank you. Next, a little red onion goes in there. Just going to trim the ends and take off this outer peel.
Yeah, you don't want that in there.
No, that's dirty.
How do you keep from crying when you're slicing an onion like that?
I hear you're pretty sensitive.
Well, it's just a matter of, I guess, getting used to it. You know, being in the kitchen for as long as I have been, you get kind of immune to onions.
You can't cry over cut onions.
No, not me anyway. I knew a guy that would cry every time he chopped chives, though. Everybody made lots of fun of him. So.
Cuts down on the abuse if you can just stop the tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Next, for the ceviche, I'm going to add the zest and juice of 1 lemon and 2 limes.
Okay, now the ceviche, this is a marinade that you are going to put the tuna in, is that right?
The scallops, the bay scallops, yes. Okay. And what a ceviche is it's a Latin appetizer, and what they do is they use fresh fish right out of the sea, usually pompano or snapper, whatever's fresh and available to them. And they marinate it in lime juice and other citrus juices and lots of vegetables. And the acidity in the citrus juice cures the fish, so it's safe to eat. It's never actually heated or cooked, but it's cured.
I see.
Okay.
So It's something we don't see a whole lot of here in Kansas City.
Right, yeah, I was going to say.
So I wanted to see if I could broaden people's horizons a little bit.
Sounds good. Now, what purpose does the zest serve?
The zest has lots of oils in it. You can smell where I just grated it.
I can
it
smell
has
it from here. Yeah, it
a
smells
really great
great.
fragrance,
Yeah.
and there's lots of
Yeah, you need to hold it up
oils in there.
close it off.
Ooh, it smells great.
So I'm just going to squeeze the juice in there now. And one thing that I found with limes, instead of cutting them in half, sometimes you have to have the fist of a gorilla to get all the juice out of there. So I trim the end off like that and then cut wedges off the side, and these squeeze in there really nicely. Just
Oh, that's
Do you want
much
me to help you?
easier.
yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Get in there.
I washed my
hands
hands, I
on, yeah.
promise.
You're eating it
Alright.
anyway.
So we use a whole lime.
We use 2 limes.
2 limes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And 1 lemon. Will you hand me that strainer right over there? When you juice lemons, a lot of times the seeds will want to pop out of there, and so I usually squeeze it through a strainer to keep that from happening.
Okay.
That's a lot easier than picking the seeds out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little faster too. And I'm going to reuse that here in a little bit. So anyway, we've got this this lime, onion, pepper, tomato, cucumber, all in here, ready to go for the scallops.
Okay.
These are just bay scallops out of the East Coast. They're the small ones.
They are small.
So that way they'll cure a lot faster.
Right.
We're going to toss this with a little bit of salt and fresh cracked pepper. And just let these marinate under refrigeration for about 4 hours or so. And this is a great thing, like I said, to eat by the pool because it's cool and it's refreshing and it's just really great. So we can set that aside for now. Up next, I'm going to make a mango sauce.
Okay, I've never had a mango before.
They're really good, and this is a really good time of year to eat mangoes.
Okay, so they're in season.
They're in season.
How do you choose a good mango?
Well, you want to feel it, and first of all, color. You want it to have at least some red blotch on there. That's a good indicator of ripeness, and also it should kind of give a little bit to like palm pressure.
Okay.
So I'm just peeling it here. The skin is really tough. You don't want to eat that.
Don't want to eat it.
No.
Good source of fiber, though.
That's what I hear.
I want to remind everybody that if you're looking for the recipes that Will's going to be making today, you can go to the website, www.jccc.edu, search for culinary. It'll take you to the Hospitality Management Culinary webpage, and the recipes we're doing in all of our cooking segments will be there for you to access.
All right. And mangoes are kind of tricky. The seed is kind of an oval shape, and it's somewhat flat, and it kind of takes a little bit of an eye to figure out which way the seed is in here, but I'll show it to you as soon as I finish cutting. So you can see it's a somewhat flat and oblong shape, and it's utterly useless once you get the meat off there.
It's like the same color as a mango.
Well, there's a lot of flesh attached to it, and once you get it towards the inside of the mango, there's a lot of fiber in there.
Right.
And
I love that fiber.
Yeah. Well, it tends to get stuck in your teeth, so it's not as much fun.
No.
So I'm just going to do a rough chop on this so I can puree it, and I'll use this bowl right here. I'm also going to put just a little bit of fresh ginger in. Doesn't take a whole lot. A little ginger goes a long way. You want to get this outer skin off of that.
It has a real lemony scent to it.
A little bit, yeah. You should try a piece of mango.
Right now?
Or you should.
Okay.
Just dive in.
I know, right?
Try it.
I'm kind of scared. What if I make a face? You want to try a bit?
It's
Yes,
sweet.
please.
That's really good.
It's kind of got a perfumey fragrance to it.
Well, it also like reminds me of like the texture of a peach almost.
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of pineapple, strawberry,
Yeah, it's a great tropical fruit, and like I said, they're really in season right now, beginning of summer. Next, I want to flame some dark rum. Here we go. Edit that out. It's going to take a second for that to heat up.
Okay. I also want to remind the viewers out there that if you want to watch Will do this again so you can get it all down, you can go to video.jccc.edu. That's an online place where you can watch these programs anytime you want, 24/7. So if you're up late at night thinking about what you're going to do for dinner the next day, you can go online and take a look.
Think about Will at night, you can just go to your computer.
Okay, we can do that.
I mean, no. Okay, so what are we doing here?
We're gonna flame this rum. This is a little bit of Myers dark rum.
Okay.
Again, it's kind of fits the tropical theme we've got going on.
So
here.
works well with fruit. All right.
And all you have to do is put it in a warm pan or a really hot pan.
Wow.
Oh my, that's cool.
And I'm going to turn the heat off and just let that flame sit over there and let that alcohol cook off of that.
Okay.
So that's the purpose, is just cooking the alcohol away?
Yeah, if you were to put that in the sauce, it would have a really strong alcohol flavor.
Right.
So
let it cook off.
let that cook off just a little bit.
All right.
And we're going to get the rest of our sauce ready to go. I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of lime in here. Pinch of salt.
Are you using kosher salt or table
Yes,
salt?
I am. I like kosher salt. It's got a nice texture, and it's got a clean flavor. I dislike iodized salt because you can always taste the salt. All right, and I think that's done flaming. No, it's not.
I still
no,
see
it's still
one.
going.
Yeah, got a little flame on there.
There we go.
All right. I'm gonna just dump that right over the mango and puree it. I just have a little blender here, a little mixer, and you can also use a blender or a food processor. Maybe you could hand me one of those styrofoam bowls back there. This is a little bit wide at the bottom. And if it was more narrow, then there would be more depth in the mango pulp that I'm trying to puree.
Oh,
in.
I see. Okay.
So I'm just going to put it in something smaller here real quick.
Oh,
Get rid of that.
thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So did you learn to puree mango when you were doing culinary team stuff?
No, we didn't puree any mango. It's just something that came to me. You know, I was thinking about the flavors. You know, I knew I wanted to use ahi tuna, and I had the idea of avocado. And I thought avocado would really go great with some fresh mango. So
Well, and it's in season too, so it works out perfectly.
exactly.
All right.
That looks nice and
Set that
creamy.
aside. All right, and next we're going to strain it. I also need the ladle that's right over there.
And,
It's easier to force things through a sieve when you have a ladle or something to kind of press it down in there. You can see all the fiber
Yeah.
in there, and that's what we're straining out. Those little strings.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so there's the mango sauce. Almost. We still have one little component left.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And I need a spoon. We're going to add just a little bit of mayonnaise to this.
mayonnaise
Just
and
a little
mango.
bit.
Wow.
This I learned from eating sushi. The Japanese sushi bars, a lot of times, man, they put mayonnaise in almost everything, and you don't identify it right away, but it's really good. And it just kind
So
of
that just adds like a creaminess.
it adds a little bit of a creaminess to it. And just kind of
A
nice.
little richness also.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Next, we're going to make an orange vinaigrette to toss the spinach in. And again, I'm going to zest the orange to get those oils. Going to juice the orange into the bowl.
And then what type of vinegar are you using?
I'm using rice wine vinegar, and I like that because it's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it's really kind of neutral. It works well to citrus fruits because it doesn't overpower. You know, a lot of vinegars you see at the store are apple cider or tarragon, and they're white distilled, which I don't like white distilled at all. It doesn't have any flavor. But
It's good to clean your coffee maker with,
right.
maybe.
Yeah, the tarragon is just the completely overpowering flavor for something like this. So I've got, I put a 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar in there, excuse me. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of honey. The honey helps emulsify the vinaigrette.
Which is like blending two unmixable liquids together.
Right.
Okay.
Got the honey in there. Need that whip over there. Thank you. And this is a little bit of olive oil.
Now, is it extra virgin or does it matter what type of oil you use?
For this particular use, I wanted to use just a plain olive oil. Extra virgin, I think the flavor might be wasted a little bit with the orange. The orange would probably overtake that just a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to start out by just putting a couple drops in there at a time. And slowly you can start adding more and more oil.
So start out slow, but
and as this goes, as you put more oil in, you see it start to thicken up a little bit.
beautiful.
Thank you. And again, I'm going to add a little bit of kosher salt and fresh cracked pepper, and just about a teaspoon or so of sugar, just to sweeten it up a little bit and to help bring out the orange flavor.
Okay. So this is a sweet dressing.
It's not sweet. It's most vinaigrettes have a little bit of sugar in them.
Right.
Like,
But you added honey and sugar, so those are really serving two different purposes in the vinaigrette.
yeah. The honey is there to help emulsify it mostly.
Okay.
All right, we're going to set that aside for now. And up next, let's see, I think all we have left is the tuna.
Ah.
So I'm going to take my mortar and pestle here, put some black peppercorns in here, and some coriander seed. We're going to grind it up.
Where do you buy your seed?
I bought this at Whole Foods, just because whole coriander is kind of tough to find. At the grocery store, you find a ground coriander everywhere, but whole coriander is tough. So we're going to mash this up to where everything's cracked and kind of a coarse texture. I don't want it too fine, because if you get it too fine, it takes away some of the character of the pepper and the coriander.
Well, and Stacy and I learned from you earlier, the coriander seed is what when it grows into a plant?
Well, when it grows into a plant, it becomes cilantro,
Yeah.
which is this.
I did not know that.
But they have two different flavors also.
They do. The coriander has kind of a citrusy flavor to it, and the cilantro is what you find in a lot of Mexican restaurants, and even a lot of Chinese dishes use coriander, or excuse me, cilantro.
Put some muscle into it.
Yeah, you got to.
Is the tuna in the fridge or?
The tuna is in the fridge. It's
Do
on
you
the
want me
plate.
to grab
Yeah, please.
Okay. Which one?
Over to your right. That's one.
Oh.
Well, what did you learn that really has served you well when you were in the culinary program here at the college?
In the culinary program, organization is one of the biggest skills I learned, because working 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week, and then having to get all your homework done, and on top of that, try and maintain some sort of a personal life, which is important to an 18, 19-year-old kid. It got kind of tough, and just keeping organized is one of the biggest skills I learned from going through the actual culinary program.
I don't think most people realize that you're working full-time, you're going to school full-time, and yeah, for a 20-year-old kid, that can be a whole lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it sure can be. All right, this is about where I want it. Just to where I've got the peppercorns kind of crushed. I'm going to season this fish with a little bit of salt. And I have the tongs.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Turn it here. Make sure you season both sides. Then we're going to pack some of this on each.
So just
Should just stick right to the fish.
oh, that is really coarse.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be nice and peppery.
Mm-hmm. Do you like pepper?
I do. I love
Good,
it.
good.
Now, do we need a really hot pan with this?
We
or-
do. Since we're going to be searing it, you want to cook it really quickly, just so that the outside of the fish sears nicely.
So it's gonna be like medium rare, right?
Rare to medium rare.
Rare to medium
Yeah.
rare.
I like to
Okay.
serve my tuna rare.
Okay.
So let me get all this out of the way.
Now, I just had spicy tuna rolls for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
So you're not afraid
So
of raw
I'm just
tuna.
developing this taste for raw fish.
Good.
So don't disappoint me.
Try not to. Let's see. I think I'm just waiting for the pan to heat up. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do you tell when the tuna is rare to medium rare? Does it look a certain way?
It's by feel. You can, by knowing how long it's been in the pan, you can kind of judge how far it's heated through, and the best way is by feel, though.
So it gets a little firmer?
Yeah, it gets pretty firm when it gets done. But the thing about ahi tuna is it's so beautiful and red the way it is right now, and if you were to cook it all the way through, it starts to resemble canned tuna. And you're spending a lot of money to eat something you can buy for 99 cents at the grocery store. So,
Kind of kills the fine dining experience.
Exactly. I have that oil.
Oh, sure.
Just going to put a little bit of peanut oil in the pan.
And does that make the flavor a little bit different than using maybe virgin olive oil or something like that?
Well, I chose this because it has a pretty high smoking point.
Okay.
So I can get it nice and hot without smoke billowing out.
You
of
could
the
also
pan.
use clarified butter, right?
Yeah, you could use clarified butter, and at work I use clarified butter a lot.
Okay.
Keeps down the smoke in the kitchen. Good to know.
Through with that.
So while we're cooking tuna, I want to one more thing I need to remind people about. We'll have a set of DVDs of these programs. Again, if you're interested in that, you can go to the website www.jccc.edu, search for culinary, and then the hospitality management culinary program will give you instructions on how you can order those. We are doing 10 programs, so that's 150 minutes of cooking, and again, you can review what Will did today and some of our other chefs that we've had in.
Well, while that's cooking, I'm going to slice an avocado. And one of the fun tricks with avocado is that the shell works perfectly for you to handle it. And I'm just going to slice right down here, right to the edge of the shell.
And what does that do?
Well, it makes it so you can scoop it out with a spoon and you'll have perfect slices. Get these tongs real quick. Okay, may I have a spoon? Thank you. I'm just going to scoop that right out. And then we've got some nice slices to work
Oh
with.
my gosh, look at that.
I like to sear the tuna all the way around. Just a little bit on the sides.
And really, it's only been in the pan for like 2 minutes.
If
So
that,
it doesn't take
yeah,
it
if
doesn't
that.
take much time at all.
No.
Well,
Okay,
it certainly
and I think
smells
it's-
good.
I think it's ready. I'm just going to let it sit here and kind of rest just a little bit. And while that's sitting there, I'm going to begin to plate up.
My favorite part.
Oh, yeah. Can't go without the plating.
All right, for these avocados, I just want to take 3 slices, and I'm going to spread them out just a little bit. Like that, and lay them down so I can season them. salt. And more cracked pepper. And now, one of my favorite things to do with avocado is to show off its natural beauty. Just stand it up like that and let people enjoy it.
Oh, that looks great.
It's got a great buttery flavor and texture that goes so well with the tuna. Next, I'm going to toss my spinach salad.
So this is the vinaigrette you made earlier?
Yep, this is the orange vinaigrette. And we want just a little bit of extra salt and pepper in there. Put the spinach right here next to the avocado.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, people definitely eat with their eyes, so it's really important for presentation to look nice.
Exactly, and that's one of the things I try and do is make sure that it looks good.
Right.
And this one's giving me problems here.
It's good to know the avocado is good for something other than guacamole.
Exactly, exactly. All right. Now, the ceviche, as I said earlier, needs to marinate for about 4 hours or so. And if you want to marinate it for 8 hours or overnight, that's great too. So it's something that you need to prep ahead of time, which I conveniently did, and I have it over here in the fridge.
Okay.
Now, as it sits, the vegetables kind of start to meld together, their flavors, and also their colors kind of leach into each other just a little bit. So to make it a little bit more vibrant and colorful, I'm going to chop up a little cilantro.
Which was grown from coriander seed, we learned today.
That's right.
Right.
I'm going to tell all my
Just
friends.
a nice coarse chop on that will do wonders and really liven up the dish.
That does look really nice.
See, it brought just a little bit of green can really make the colors pop back out.
That's great.
Slice the tuna.
Oh, that's great. You can really see the red color.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like to cook it rare, because it really has a fantastic presentation.
Turn this around so everyone can see how
Yeah.
beautiful it is. Let's get a
It's not
close-up
quite
of
done
this. No, it's not done yet. I'm sorry.
All right. We have to put the ceviche in there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful summertime dish.
Yeah, and like I said, it's chilled and it's so fresh and flavorful. It really would be great to enjoy on a hot summer day. And we're just going to drizzle a little bit of the mango sauce around here,
Oh, that looks great.
and that is my coriander crusted tuna.
Very good. Will Norem, thanks for coming and being with us
Thank you very
today.
much.
Again, Will's at Hallbrook Country Club, and we thank you all for stopping by for Cooking with Class.
Thank you.